Hey, I don't know if I want to show my whole face, but this has been probably the worst 3 years of my life. And I'm ashamed and sad to say that because I had my fourth baby last year, and she is a complete blessing. I'm not saying that having her was horrible, having her was wonderful and a horrible time. She is a blessing. I just wanted to ask something, and I want to ask people why the fuck everybody now is so cold. What is wrong with everybody? What's wrong with people? Um, for over a decade, I felt like I was being possibly watched. I thought that I was paranoid. I was told that I was crazy. So, my self doubt was kind of verified, I guess. Um, for the last 3 years, I was sober for 7 years and then I relapsed about 3 years ago and got into a car accident, and my exes took my kids. At the time, I had 3 kids. And my ex husband, who is the father of my 11-year-old and my 9-year-old girl and boy, is not being himself. I've noticed after my car accident, after COVID-19, people are just cold. And it's been going on way too long. No, nobody's being direct with me. Nobody's telling me why people have this hatred towards me and my family. I think it's one person puppeteering a lot of people, which is really fucking scary when you think about it. But like, I'm a good person. I really am. I'm not like a horrible. I'm not a perfect person, but I'm not a horrible person. And I don't ever think it's okay to joke, insinuate, or act out harm on children ever. So it's interesting because since my kids got alienated from me, it's just nonstop people reinforcing the fears I have. One thing I wanted to say is before I got into the car accident, before I relapsed, I was being terrorized in my house. Um, so I think the threats started way back then. Um, but I have a 3-year-old who I haven't seen since December of 2021. And I just wanted to say that I didn't hurt her and I wouldn't hurt her. So you trying to justify hurting my oldest daughter and then saying it's justice for her? Well, who the fuck are you to speak on behalf of my 3-year-old and say that that's even what she would want? She would be mortified because nobody got hurt until they were taken from me. And I'm not even sure at this point because I haven't been told directly. This is all based on assumption. But I do think that my 3-year-old got hurt. And I think that it was an agenda. And I think that it was planned out from the beginning. It was planned out. Because the real target was my oldest daughter. So they're trying to throw police off to make it look like it was out of revenge when it wasn't. It was plotted from the beginning, and my 3-year-old was just kind of used as a chess piece and all of that. And that is fucking bullshit. That is some fucking bullshit. Most of you don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. And who knows if I'll even post this. But my kids got taken away from me. I haven't seen my 3-year-old since December of 2021. I lost my 3-year-old in June of 2021, and I lost my 8 and my 10-year-old in July of 2021. Um, I relinquished my rights to my 3-year-old. Not like relinquished my rights, he actually filed for custody, but I had my ex take her before I got into the car accident because during that time I was being terrorized and I got raped, and I did not feel like she was safe in that situation. Especially because police weren't intervening and I had no way of protecting myself, and ultimately that's why my ex-husband took my other kids. They were actually at my sister-in-law's house. I was getting a rape kit test, and I just, why? Why won't you just leave me the fuck alone? Um, People that don't know me or my personal situation are just gonna see this and think that I'm paranoid or that I'm crazy, but what they don't realize is what it feels like to actually be me. And to, on a daily basis, be fucking gaslighted by people I don't know. Random people. How are this many fucking people gaslighting me? Like, that is scary to think about. Why would random people know where I am? Why are random people gaslighting me about conversations I've had to myself? Yes, I talk to myself sometimes. Sometimes I talk to my mom, but why would that be any of your fucking business? I said something bad about you. I said that this is in reference to, well, people are making threats to my youngest baby. I've said from the time she was born, I think that there is a situation going on where I was used as a carrier, not used. I carried her, and I believe that the person using my identity during my pregnancy, yes, that happened. Somebody was using my identity during my pregnancy. I believe that there was another woman pregnant at the same time. That doesn't mean I wasn't pregnant. That's what they want you to think. Because nobody realistically wants to admit they're going to kill a baby. Um, but I think that's what the plan is, because why else would they have two babies using one identity? Because it takes accountability away. It creates an invisibility cloak for one of the babies, meaning people don't have to be accountable, but you know what? Fuck you. You are going to be accountable. Um, I believe when my daughter was born that there were two babies born. And I believe that these people have probably done this before. They thought they were just going to get away with it. And I won't let you get away with what you're doing and what you did. I noticed in January of 2024, my daughter, well, I'd noticed before, like over the last year, back and forth, I would notice just small differences in my daughter. You know, one day she would be a little bit heavier and her eyes would look different and this and that. But after it was about, yeah, January, I noticed a personality change and drastic change in her appearance. Not drastic enough for other people to really be able to identify what I can see as her parent, but you know, I went to the police, and of course, they just think I'm crazy. And I was looking at pictures in my Instagram of my daughter, both of my daughters at the, like, cause all of my daughters, not both, but in the picture I was looking at, my daughter was wearing a shirt that said "Bright Future." I just thought, who the fuck are you to take that away from her? She wasn't even 10 yet. And I never even fucking wronged you. That's the crazy part. You know that already, though, because it wasn't about justice. You don't give a fuck. Because if you were a real mom, if you were any kind of parent, there's no way in fuck I could look at a child and want to harm a child. Whether that child belongs to goddamn Adolf Hitler, I don't care. You don't want justice if you're willing to hurt a child. somebody that's really about justice is going to change the way that things have been done. That's what I'm trying to do. Who the fuck are you people to gaslight me when you don't even fucking know me? I don't really give a pit, I don't give a shit what you think about me. What bothers me is that what you think about me does have validity and it does have power, because for some reason you have influence over the way that this state and this country is ran. And right now, I don't have access to medical health care. I don't have access to adequate health care. I don't have access to, a job that could create a livable income. And you know what? I could live with that. I could get over that shit. What I can't get over is the fact that I have 3 kids that I don't know their whereabouts. Because police won't intervene when I tell them, and I show them my custody paperwork, and I tell them I think my kids are being trafficked. And these motherfuckers are walking around pretending like they're me, saying that they're mom. It's convenient that you're mom because you're making bankrolls on my kids' backs, huh? I don't want anything from my kids. I don't want their money. I don't want money from my kids. That's not what a parent is. My kids have a future. They had a future. And who the fuck are you to think that you know better and that you have a right to take that from them? Even if I did take something from you, which I didn't, and I never would. So all of you that want to fucking sit there and tell me that you care about justice, when you're willing to laugh about rape of an 8-year-old, yeah, because that's the kind of shit people have been telling me. You are not about justice. You are on Satan's side. And if you had a kid that got hurt, they are fucking ashamed of you. And I can attest to that, and I know that. How fucking dare you use my 3-year-old's name and say and use her name to hurt her sister, to hurt an 8-year-old. What the fuck? She doesn't want anything to do with you. If I'm wrong, which I really fucking hope I'm wrong, I don't know why random people have the right to gaslight me and say things that are obvious threats to my kids. One thing I want to say is I don't understand another reason for people, for whoever's doing this, to lock me out of my social media, alter pictures of my children, which is like the only memory I have of them aside from my memory. Just leave me alone. And if you can't leave me alone, actually leave my kids alone. I just want my kids back. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Or sorry, I've said this once and I'll say it again. I don't want monetary gain. I don't want to be rich. Okay, if this is what that's about, I am willing to be like, I just want my kids back. If you robbed them of their future and I'm not getting my kids back, I want justice. But don't play bullshit games with me and say that you're about justice and use people of color as your fucking puppeteers to do evil. That's not fair. That's not right. Because I have a nagging feeling that these people are not complicit. I'm not saying all of them. Maybe some of them are. But I think there's a lot of people that really don't know the facts, that are being manipulated and used, that really don't know that I'm innocent, that really don't know what these people have done. Maybe these people don't even know they're being used. I don't know. But I saw my daughter's shirt and just thought, I just don't understand this world. I just don't understand. Do you know if I got a gun and I went and I got violent to get my kids back, that would last maybe 10 seconds because your army that's waiting, that follows me everywhere I go, would be waiting to take me to jail so somebody else that hates me could hurt my kids while I'm locked up. Because you are all over the city and you are all over the state, and I don't know how you get all these random people, but you're obviously working for some sort of a company. And you know what? You are what you are. We can't expect a clown not to be a fucking clown in a monster circus, but you know what? Leave me alone. Leave my children alone. I don't work for you. I'm not getting fucking paid. I'm sorry that you think I'm the boss. You are obviously mistaken. You are not going to get justice for your cause until you start fucking holding the right people accountable. It's just like insanity. Like, you're just gonna sit there hitting a wall and get the same result over and over, and it's just gonna get worse because you are not targeting the people that are doing this shit. If it's really about somebody being angry, but you know what? It probably isn't, because 10 years ago I heard that there was a guy, an innocent black man, who went to prison and got pinned. And I was fucking gaslighted and shamed for that for about a decade. Turns out that never even happened. So it's just a fucking circus and it's a game, and I don't want to be a part of it. I never have been a part of it. I am not being compensated. I'm not the boss. I haven't hurt anybody's kids. In fact, I haven't really hurt anybody if we're talking about like actually targeting and hurting other people. No, I haven't. Have I hurt people by when I relapsed? Yeah. Not because I was physical with anybody, but just people that cared about me were disappointed when I relapsed. I let my kids down. But you know, I really haven't fucking bothered anybody. I really haven't. I haven't hurt any kids. I'm a good mom. I love my kids. And I don't know if I'm ever really going to be with my kids again. And I get the feeling that their future got just ripped away from them because one fucking jealous, greedy person that nobody will put in their place, who has probably a trail of dead bodies, and the same shit just keeps happening because everybody wants to look at the wrong fucking person instead of holding the right person accountable for once. So, I'm so, and I can tell you right now, what you were doing, if you were really trying to solve some godforsaken crime, or sorry, not godforsaken, but if you're trying to solve a crime, you're hitting the wrong peeps. Sorry, but you are. And that's why it's getting worse, and that is why the same things just keep happening over and over again. It's because you're not putting the right people in their place. That's all I want to say.